Okay, so we've all heard about the law of attraction, right? That basic idea that like attracts like. But here's the thing. What if that's just scratching the surface? What if that's just the starting line? Today, we're moving way beyond just wishing and hoping. We're actually going to get our hands dirty and start building. We're putting together a complete toolkit of advanced, practical techniques you can use to really, truly design the life you've always imagined. Let's dive in. Now, really, just think about that for a second. Imagine not just daydreaming about a different future, but actually holding the blueprint, the step-by-step roadmap to build it piece by piece. That's exactly what we're here to lay out today. So here it is. This is our advanced toolkit. First, we're going to power everything up with what I call the gratitude engine. Then we'll learn how to literally become the author of our own stories through scripting. After that, we'll see it all come to life with visualization. And then, this is a big one, we'll bridge the gap to reality by taking inspired action. And finally, we'll learn how to demolish any of those pesky inner blocks that are standing in your way. All right, first things first. Every great project, every single structure you want to build needs a solid foundation and a power source. For us, that's the gratitude engine. And trust me, this is so much more than just saying thank you now and then. This is about consciously tuning into a frequency of real, deep appreciation that fundamentally changes your entire perspective. And you know what? There's real science behind this. This isn't just a feel-good idea. When you make it a regular practice to focus on what you're thankful for, you are literally creating and strengthening new neural pathways in your brain. You're training your mind to stop scanning for what's wrong or what's missing, and instead to actively search for opportunities, for good things, for abundance. So how do we fire up this engine every day? It's a super simple but incredibly powerful two-step process. Every morning, just write down 5 things you are genuinely grateful for. But, and this is the absolute key, don't just make a list. The second step is everything. You have to feel it. Don't just write my morning coffee. No, take a second. Feel the warmth of the mug in your hands. Smell that amazing aroma. Feel that first sip. That genuine emotion, that is the fuel for this engine. I mean, come on, Oprah Winfrey basically built an entire empire on this one powerful principle. It's a beautiful, simple feedback loop. The more you genuinely appreciate what you have, the more the universe seems to give you to appreciate. It just works. Okay, so our gratitude engine is humming along. We're in a great state of mind. Now it's time to grab our next tool, scripting. This is where we stop just reacting to the story of our life and we pick up the pen and become the author. Scripting is pretty much exactly what it sounds like, but there is one crucial, non-negotiable rule you have to follow. You must write in the present tense, not one day I hope I'll have a successful career. It's, I am so incredibly happy and grateful for my thriving, fulfilling career. You see the difference? It's because your subconscious mind, the part that really runs the show, doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined reality and your actual reality. You're programming it with a new truth. So when you sit down to do this, get detailed. I mean, really paint the picture. What does your ideal day feel like from the moment your eyes open in the morning? What are your conversations like? How do you feel in your body? And again, just like with gratitude, the key is to focus on the emotions, the joy, the peace, the excitement, the love. And then to really lock it in, you've got to read it every single day. It's like training a muscle. This next tool flows perfectly from scripting. Think of it this way. If scripting is writing the architectural blueprint for your dream house, then visualizing is taking a virtual tour of the finished home in your mind's eye. You know, the world's top athletes and performers have been using this for decades. They call it mental rehearsal. A champion skier doesn't just hope they have a good run. They mentally ski the perfect run hundreds of times before they even get on the mountain. We can do the exact same thing with our life goals, using tools like vision boards to keep those powerful images right in front of us. And if you need some real-world proof that this stuff works, let me tell you my favorite story about this. Years and years before anyone knew his name, a broke and struggling comedian named Jim Carrey wrote himself a check for $10 million. On the memo line, he wrote, "For acting services rendered." He post-dated it for a few years down the line, and he kept it in his wallet. He'd look at it, feel it, and visualize it as real, until one day, it was. Now that is the power of a clear, tangible vision. Now, we need to talk about what might just be the most misunderstood and most critical tool in this entire kit. You can be grateful all day long, you can script the most beautiful future, you can visualize with perfect clarity, but none of it will matter without inspired action. This is the bridge that connects your inner world to the outer world. It connects daydreaming to actual life design. And understanding this difference is absolutely everything. Wishful thinking is passive, right? It's just hoping, waiting for something to happen. Inspired action feels totally different. It's that sudden idea that pops into your head, that gut feeling, that inner nudge to call someone or go somewhere. It feels exciting, it feels aligned. When you're practicing all these other techniques, you're basically tuning your antenna to pick up on these signals, these opportunities. The trick is, when they show up, you have to act on them. That's you doing your part. That's how the universe meets you halfway. Okay, last but not least, we need the tool that clears the debris off the road ahead. Because even with the best tools and the perfect roadmap, you can be stopped dead in your tracks by one major thing, your own inner blocks. So let's talk about how to get them out of the way. We often think the obstacles are out there, right? Not enough money, not the right connections, not enough time. We love to blame external things, but the single biggest thing holding most people back is rarely on the outside. It's that internal story, that quiet little voice in the back of your head that says, "You're not smart enough," or "Who are you to do that?" or "That kind of success just isn't for people like you." These deep-seated beliefs, whether you're conscious of them or not, act like an invisible wall between where you are and where you want to be. So, how in the world do you start tearing down that wall? Well, it's a pretty straightforward process. First, you have to identify the bricks. Get honest with yourself. What are those nagging, recurring doubts that always seem to pop up? Once you've named them, you have to consciously choose to replace them with a new, empowering belief, an affirmation. And then, just like scripting, you reinforce that new thought every single day until the new belief feels more real and more true than the old limiting one ever did. The legendary Louise Hay said it best. The power isn't somewhere out there waiting for you. It's already inside of you. You, right now, have the power to heal your life, to rewrite those old, tired stories. You just have to know that. You have to believe it. So there you have it. That is your complete roadmap, your advanced toolkit. You start by firing up that gratitude engine to power your entire journey. You use that amazing energy to script your future and visualize your reality. You listen for and take inspired action to actually move forward. And you consistently work on overcoming those inner blocks that get in your way. So the question is no longer, can I do this, or is this even possible? You have the complete toolkit right in front of you. The only question left is the exciting one. What are you going to build first?